So why did I go for the Howa? It's not the cheapest model out there in the range that I was looking at. It is at the cheaper end. The reason that I went for the Howa is that it's very feature rich for being down that end of the price scale, and I have shot some of the cheaper rifles at the cheaper end, and the barrel steel and weight is just not up to a lot of shooting. So it'll be okay if you get out there and zero it cold, go out and hunt with it. You're not going to be too worried about the barrel getting a bit of shot spread as it heats up. But for me, I'm going to be putting a bit of volume through. I wanted to get a bit of long range shooting done with this. I wanted to be able to take it out in the bush and shoot deer with it as well. So it had to do all of those jobs for me. The features that I looked for were it being factory threaded. That's a big bonus and a little bit of savings cost. You bang away with enough 308s and eventually you're going to want it suppressed if you're doing a bit of range shooting or a bit of long ranging, as well as getting out popping off the odd hunting shot. You'll want it suppressed. So that was a consideration for me. The stainless finish, holding up better out in the bush than a blued finish, was a consideration. The two-stage safety that it has, so when it's on full unlock everything's working as normal. You go to half safety and it won't fire, but you can still work the bolt and clear rounds. And then full lock means that you can't work the bolt anymore, get any access to the rounds that are in the firearm. So along the same vein, as it has a droppable floor plate, so you pop that and you can drop all of your rounds at once without having to manually feed them. Now most of the rifles that we were looking at there did have a removable mag, and that is preferable, but that does me for being able to get rid of the rounds all at once without having to cycle the bolt for every round. And the Mossberg has that as a feature. I've shot that, I didn't like it. It seemed to me like it might end up to some dangerous situations if you weren't watching what you were doing while you were clearing out the gun. So much prefer the removable floor plate. You can pop those, you've got all the rounds out, work the bolt once and you know the rifle's completely clear. Another biggie for the Howa is the Hogue stock. So really nice and grippy, soft to hold, really good patterning along here, sort of dimpling as opposed to checkering, but you'd still call it checkering being on the handguards. And it just gives you all-weather grip of the gun, which a lot of synthetic stocks won't give you. One drawback of this, and some people are put off by the Hogue stocks because of it, is that when you're pulling the gun up for a quick snapshot, it will catch on the clothing. For me, not so much of a concern. I tend to draw away and pull back in as I'm drawing up, so didn't concern me greatly. Down that end of the rifle as well is quite a good butt pad for cushioning against the recoil, so that soaks up quite a bit of recoil. Shot one of the other cheaper 308s. Shooting this is, yeah, it doesn't feel like too much more than a 223. I don't know whether I'm just getting used to the recoil or whether it is noticeably less, but I think the extra weight of the rifle, so it is a bit heavier, has a little bit of extra, or has quite a heavy barrel that leads to good accuracy and good sustained accuracy under a bit more fire, but it does lend a little bit more carry weight to the rifle. So I'll pop down the average weight here of this versus a Ticker versus a Remington and versus the other options that we were looking at in the budget range. So yeah, weight wise a little bit extra, but again that doesn't concern me. So one of the main concerns that you would have when picking out a rifle is accuracy. Is it accurate? This is a big one for me. I do enjoy getting into a bit of target shooting as well as hunting. You don't require quite the same level of accuracy for hunting that you do for target shooting, or if you want to reach out for a bit longer range. Obviously any loss of accuracy down close is going to spread to a pretty big loss of accuracy further ranges. So how did this perform in terms of accuracy? I was really impressed. So obviously quite early on in its use I went through and did the 308 review, and you'll see that it shot consistently 1 MOA with good ammunition. Some of the other ammunitions that weren't quite as good were getting above that, but then since getting it back from Cerakoting, really taking some time and dialing in the zero correctly, managed to shoot 0.62 MOA out of this, so 5/8 of an inch at 100 yards. I'm really impressed with that out of a budget rifle. I wasn't expecting that kind of accuracy. I was going to be pretty happy with 1 MOA, but yeah, shooting sub MOA, you can't ask for much better than that out of a 799 rifle. It's got cheap scope on it, 250 for this Kozak 6-24, and that's all of the alterations that it's had to be putting out that accuracy, that and shooting good ammunition. So the Gecko 308 does group very nicely. Yeah, no other modifications, no trigger work. They do shoot very well if you glass bed them, but I haven't done that yet. We'll look at doing it later on, but maybe I won't. 0.625 MOA, pretty happy with that. Overall, I don't think I'm going to need too much more accuracy out of it than that. So, with all that said, can I recommend this rifle to you as a budget hunting rifle option? Would I make that purchase again, having made it the first time? Now, I made it based on a bit of advice I'd received, based on a lot of research that I did, but I hadn't shot one of these prior to buying it, so it was a bit of a risk. I had shot a Mossberg, a Savage Axis, a Ruger American, and a Ticker, so and a Remington 700. This I hadn't shot prior to purchasing it. It has surprised me. It's performed better than I expected for the price range. It's very feature packed for the price range. So this, for the money, is a fantastic buy. I'm not saying that if you have a larger budget that you won't get more out of a more expensive rifle. You know, stretching to a good Ticker, a good Remington 700, even a Ruger American. You know, those are good quality rifles. You'll see some good use out of them. However, this, for that price, will give you a lot of shooting. I don't think you'll need anything more than this to get out hunting, and you'll certainly be able to long range and do a little bit of target shooting with it as well, and be quite happy. I've been very pleasantly surprised with how well it's shot, and I'm really happy with the purchase.